Hey, it's James. Welcome back to the channel. I'm so glad you are here. This is the Chaplain channel. It's a little bit different than my main channel. I'm trying to focus here on what can we do to help people who have been traumatized, focus on what real ministry actually is. And I'm just convinced a lot of people are just sick and tired of the megachurch. And for me personally, I have PTSD, so I've had to learn on my own how to deal with that. And I was reading a book called Trauma-Informed Spiritual Care, and it recommended a few things. It said here, we'll put this up on the screen. It said, in addition, caregivers may want to consider integrating grounding practices like centering prayer, meditation, and yoga into their regular rotation of offerings. And then it said, finally, they can help members of their community develop basic pastoral care skills, including active listening and asking open-ended questions. So we talked about that before. You know, when you're listening to somebody's story, it's important that there's no judgment, that you are completely present and you listen to them, because what that does is it allows them to move from being a victim to being a survivor to ultimately being somebody who thrives, who is a thriver. But I'm not very big into yoga per se. I will say, I'm actually thinking about DDP yoga. It's supposed to be like more manly yoga, but centering prayer is something I've been doing now for about 3 or 4 weeks. And I'm going to talk about it more here and introduce contemplative practices. And I just feel, I know it's helped me out personally. It's helped me to deal with stress. I had a really, really rough day yesterday. And I can't talk about my day job here, but I will say I ran into a few people that weren't exactly nice. So that's kind of the direction I'm headed in as far as this channel is concerned. I don't know about you, but I'm just tired of going to church and it being more like it feels, in some places, it feels like a rock show. It feels like a rock concert, and that's not the way it should be at all. When you go to church, it should feel like you're there to connect with God and connect with other people. And to me, that's what it's all about. So, I'm reading another book. There's a couple books I'm reading. Thomas Keating, Intimacy with God. When I'm done with that one, I'm going to read another book of his called An Invitation to Love. There's a couple books on spiritual direction by Keating that I'm going to read, and there's another book on centering prayers. I've got several books lined up that I'm going to read and try to share some wisdom with you, and hopefully show you that there's more to Christianity than the megachurch movement. And as what we've seen from all of these church scandals, there's a reason why, you know, they look great in public, but in private, not so much. The reason that stuff is happening is because it's not real. It's fake. It's just show. Now some of those pastors might be genuine, but what you really need to grow in grace and love is to be connected to a body of believers that truly does love you and care about you and truly encourages you to grow spiritually. And that's what this channel is about. We're trying to encourage you to grow spiritually as well. So I'll explain more about centering prayer later this week. If you are new, please hit like and subscribe. I do want to thank you for being here. This channel is going to be a little bit different than the other one. I want to talk more about spiritual things and practical things that are going to help you to grow spiritually. So the other thing I really just want to strongly emphasize is I do need people to hit the like button. The algorithm hasn't been friendly to my other channel, and as we try to get this one to grow, you know, it's not flashy. It's not. It's just me and a phone and a couple lights, and I'm trying to help people grow spiritually. And so it's not, unless the algorithm recognizes that people like this material, the channel's not going to grow. And that's what I want this channel to grow. I want to implement the things that John Wesley taught. That's why this is here. This is a very famous quote by John Wesley, and I'm Wesleyan in my background, and I believe that God is love, and his love is available to all people. And I believe that we need God's grace in all situations. So, thanks for watching. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you next time.